What's good, YouTube? It's your guy, Darian, man, the BowTie fragrance guy that is. I talk about fragrances on this channel. I also like to throw my guys some grooming tips as well, and a little bit of stuff on style. If you're into that kind of stuff, which means you enjoy not only smelling your best, but looking your best, hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well, so anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, you'll get notified. All right, guys, on today's video, I'm going to be covering off on the last 5 fragrances that have been released from Bond Number 9 that were marketed for men, or I guess you could say maybe 1 or 2 of them unisex fragrances. I want to discuss those 5 fragrances with you guys. But I'm also going to rank these fragrances. There are 5 of them, as I said, so I'll be ranking them from, and I say this word loosely, my least favorite to my most favorite. I like all 5 of them. Let's be clear about that. But I thought it would just be fun to kind of give them a ranking and give you my rationale behind that. So I'm going to run the intro, and when we come back, we'll get into it. If you want to see how I rank the last 5 releases from Bond Number 9, which in my opinion, they've upped the ante as it relates to the number of releases they've had over the last 2 years or so. It's been like a lot more frequent than I'm accustomed to. But anyway, not a problem with me because I'm a fan of the brand. One of the last few left, but you know, I march to the beat of my own drum. So if you want to see how I rank these, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in with me. Let's jump right into it. Really quickly, of course, guys, get the Gentleman's Blueprint, my ebook. I always have it linked down in the description. Support the channel, support your guy, get the ebook. If you're interested in getting more knowledge on how you can, you know, be the best version of yourself as it pertains to being a modern day gentleman, I think there's some excellent content in there for you to pick up on. But let's get to these 5 fragrances. So there have been 5 fragrances. Again, they were marketed for men specifically, or a little bit more unisex. All right, there has been New York Forever. We have Bond Number 1. We've had the Islands. We've had Gold Street and Beekman Place. So those have been 5 fragrances that have been released all in the last 2 years, starting back with 2023. And I have all 5. Now, I've acquired these through different ways. I think Beekman Place, as soon as it dropped, I purchased it directly from the Bond Number 9 website. Bond Number 1, I bought from Neiman Marcus. And the other 3, well, 2 of them I got at discounters, and 1 I actually got in a collaboration I did with FragranceGuy.ca. So as you can tell, again, I'm a fan of the brand. I pay for most of these fragrances. I told you guys when I ranked my entire Bond Number 9 collection, I've only gotten a few through my collab with FragranceGuy.ca, a few from the Dubai series and the New York Forever fragrance. All the others I purchased. So that's saying a lot, because I have in my collection, this is the particular brand that I have the most fragrances of. So anyway, let's get into it. So the first fragrance, well, coming in the 5th spot, and I do like it, but I'll give my reasons for having it in the 5th spot, is this one, Bond Number 9 Islands. Bond Number 9's Island. And this one was released in 2024. Retails for $440, and you have basil, ginger, mint, ambergris, and oak moss. It smells great. It smells great. Scent profile alone, it may have been even higher on the list. The reason why I rank this one in the 5th place, because of all the fragrances I'm going to talk about today, this one does suffer the most in the performance category. All right. Now, I do like to give my fragrances a little bit of time to macerate and see if over the course of time that improves somewhat, which generally speaking tends to be the case. But this one, right now, I'm only getting about 5 hours out of it. Now, it is of course, a very aquatic, beachy kind of smell, but it smells great. I just wish the performance was a little bit better on this particular fragrance. But again, if you're just talking about scent profile, you will not be disappointed in the way this thing smells, because it does smell great. It's going to be great for the summertime. I've already gotten a little dent in it. That's because I sprayed a little bit more liberally because of the performance, but I am looking forward to the spring, summertime, especially summer, where I am going to wear this more. And we'll see if anything changes in high heat with performance in the whole nine. It does have ambergris in there, so there's going to be reminiscent of probably some of your favorite summer beach time kind of scent profiles. But it does smell great. It's in the 5th spot. I think I actually got this one from a discounter, but I do like it. Bond number 9, Islands. All right, guys, coming in the 4th spot. This one was released in 2024, and this is the one, as soon as it dropped, I got an email notification that morning. I purchased it right from Bond number 9's website, and this one is Beekman Place. Beekman Place, retail for $450. It's pineapple. You get some pear, blackcurrant. Really nice fragrance. Really nice fragrance. Kind of has a kind of sweeter dry down, a little bit of vanilla there on the dry down. And it's really nice. And I don't have any other reason for putting this one in the 4th spot other than the fact that I really enjoy the other 3 scent profiles a little bit more than this one. I mean, there's really no issue with performance here. Again, when I got it, I couldn't say that. I felt like it could have performed better, but over the course of time, I've had it for a while now, I get a good 7 hours out of it, which is perfectly fine. With me, again, it lasts for the course of the day, the duration of the day, for the most part that I'm wearing it. And again, it smells great. Nice fruity opening with a kind of sweet dry down. It has that Bond DNA that the few Bond number 9 fans that are left out there, at least in this FragCom. Again, Bond number 9 to me worldwide is one of the most popular niche brands. You won't find the typical average Joe that knows about the House of Sillage or knows about, some of these other niche brands, but they'll know about Bond number 9 and Creed, very popular brands. But again, in this small, really small fragrance community, not a lot of people rock with Bond, but I do. And this was in the 4th spot. It does smell great. I just like the other 3 better. So let's keep it pushing. All right, guys, now coming in the 3rd spot, this is the newest, the latest, most recent release from Bond number 9, and this one is called Gold Street. Gold Street, man, I love this one. A 2024 release. What you're gonna get here is blueberry, leather, suede, iris, this salted caramel accord in here, and vanilla. This smells great. Everything that I just mentioned, all the notes that I just mentioned as main notes, you pick up on here, especially the blueberry and salted caramel note. The salted caramel accord in here is the highlight of this fragrance. That's what you're gonna get the most. The other notes are all supporting notes to the salted caramel. It is a gourmand. I absolutely love this stuff. I wore it the other day, got several compliments on this fragrance. Again, so it is for the folks out there that love gourmands. I like it because that opening kind of has that blueberry thing that kind of reminds me somewhat is reminiscent of Bleecker Street, but this is much more of a gourmand fragrance than Bleecker Street, which kind of has those gourmand touches to it. This is a gourmand fragrance, and I really, really enjoy it, especially that salted caramel accord in here. Phenomenal. So it's in the 3rd spot. The newest release, this is called Gold Street. All right, guys, coming in the number 2 spot. The first 2 fragrances I mentioned were likes. The 3rd fragrance I just mentioned was a strong like. These last 2 are absolute loves for me. This one was released in 2023, so it is the oldest fragrance of the ones that I'm discussing today. Man, and this and number 1 can go back and forth. Continue upon when you ask me. This next one is phenomenal. This is New York Forever. New York Forever. Cinnamon, patchouli, this honeyed amber accord with vanilla. This one retails for $460. This is, wow, man, this might be number 1. I don't know. Man, this is fantastic. It is fantastic. I can't. You guys know how much I love Blessed Baraka from Initio. It kind of puts me in the mindset of Blessed Baraka. This is phenomenal. See, it has so many elements that I love. It has a sweet, warm spices in here like the cinnamon, and then it has that sweetness on the dry down. I love comparing those warm spices, especially like a cinnamon, nutmeg kind of spice, and then you throw some sweetness in there with some sandalwood to really make it creamy. This is delicious fragrance, man. I almost want to call this a gourmand, although it's really not a gourmand, but it kind of makes me feel the same way a gourmand fragrance does, because it's sweet, has the right amount of those spices, those warm spices that you normally find in things that people cook, like apple pies and things of that nature. Those spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, you use that in things like, apple pie, or maybe something like sweet potato pie. Those spices, you have those here. And then you have that creamy sandalwood, man. I love that. I love the bottle too. Like I said, I wish it had the red cap. Mine came with that anniversary cap that I really wasn't a fan of. But I really love this one, man. Especially, it has one of my favorite notes of all time, a beautiful honeyed amber as it dries down. Phenomenal fragrance. It's in the second spot, but again, it could very, very easily be number one. Bond number 9, New York Forever. And it's crazy that coming in the number 1 spot is Bond number 9, number 1. Bond number 9, number 1, released in 2024, retail for $460. This is a Ylang Ylang Rose, tonka bean, vanilla, and cashmere musk. I'm done. All I can tell you guys is it's good. It's good. Beautiful honeyed, banana-like, but an Ylang Ylang note in the opening of the fragrance. I get the rose here as well, which is beautiful. Just adds a little bit of freshness, fresh floral essence to this fragrance as well. The cashmere wood is very warm, has this muskiness to it that I absolutely adore, and it does have these sweeter elements to it as well, that for me personally I tend to find very appealing in a fragrance. This one had like that reptilian kind of bottle presentation, just like Beekman plays, Sutton plays, and those kind of things. But I absolutely love it, man. Like I said, what you really get on the dry down is like a patchouli and tonka bean combination. This stuff is next level good. Oh man, this is good. Number 1, like I said, potentially New York Forever could go kind of interchange with this one as put a number 1 spot, but I don't know. This one is amazing, man. So right now I got it number 1 in the number 1 spot. Bond number 9, number 1. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you my thoughts on the 5 latest releases from Bond number 9 that have been marketed towards men or a unisex fragrance, like I think New York Forever was. But anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Have you had a chance to try any of these fragrances from Bond number 9? If so, I would love to hear your thoughts on these in the comment section. As always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget, take a few moments out to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian, on the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.